Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flaps through the newspaper in her hands while peppering in a few insightful chuckles. Unfortunately, I now know exactly what this means. And... and that she will continue to try to draw my attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. Okay, Don Quixote, fine. What is it? Oh, Manager Esquire, dost thou know that the city's upstart companies, such as one Limbus company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? Thee hither, read thy newspapers, Manager Esquire, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Mersault and I, Don Quixote, do ear every morrow. But just go along with it, well, don't ya? Pretty sure she's talking about Mersault and one of his morning routines, you know, the one with the newspapers. The newspapers routine. Where he wakes up before the crack of dawn, parks himself on a chair, folds one leg over the other, an exact 90-degree figure four-leg lock position, and peruses the morning newspaper? That, I guess it left an impression on her. Betcha she'll be back to her usual self in a week or so. Hearken unto me! Art thou paying attention? Yep. Totally. So what's new? What, did an article mention us or something? Oh, how didst thou know? Wait, really? Forsooth. Feast thy eyes on page 3, though 'tis quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the front page. Huh? Page 3? We're really starting to put our names out there, huh? Don Quixote and Rhodia, two sinners who are guaranteed to draw the full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. A dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearances at T-Corp. Shocking! The perpetrators to this mysterious case has been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling to the general public. Heathcliff looks... Oh, wait, seriously? Remember. Revenge became remember. Oh my god. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What else does it say? With small assistance from some wandering bystanders that happened to be lost in the area, and with most of the admirable heroics of the T-Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene. Wandering bystanders, is it? Perchance that particular denomination refers to us. Bystanders, they treating us like we were barely there. They didn't even mention our company name. Oh, come on. Those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media. Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, mayhaps. Yeah, I'm sure they have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. I doubt anyone will pay us much attention, Don Quixote. Better not set yourself up for disappointment, Ed. We were standing there for a good moment in a big group, chattering about the article, when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, would you be employees of the Limbus company? You fellas are... I'm sure you're already aware of the reason for our visit. Oh, I welcome thee here. Long and hard have I awaited thy arrival. Now, from when shall we begin? Whoa, is she actually here to interview us? Wait, she? No way. Don Quixote wasn't just losing her mind and nothing? I was not told that any interview will be taking place. My, where'd work go at a time like this? Now, where'd I put that leftover hair gel from Heath's makeover? Thou may commence. Alright then. Verily, I shan't rightly take all the credit for what we accomplished there. Would you be making your tax payment in installments? Huh? Okay, we're clearly not on the same page here. We are the tax collectors from T-Corp's Time Collections Agency, currently on a mission to collect your overdue time tax. Those silks are never bringers of good tidings indeed. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We already paid our time tax in full when we went through the T-Corpness immigration process. But you just said that a few days ago, our born Mephistopheles. Are you sure we don't need to pick up a timepiece for each of us to carry? You probably know this already, but in T-Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece, yes. I know the rules. But for every rule, there's always room for an alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T-Corp can pay the appropriate times tax for the length of their stay to be exempt with relevant obligations, instead of going out their way to abide by T-Corp's rules. As you may have expected, anyone born out of District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece. So we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering T-Corp's borders. Impressive. It can't have been cheap. Yet I wish to wear a watch as well, like Lady Otis does. Haven't already made it clear that's not a fashion item? As I said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. It's a given that they will be taking care of such expenses. Expenses. We're finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? Yeah, there must have been a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short of the amount we had to pay. It hasn't even been 30 days since you arrived here though. Well, I'm sure we can pawn off their stuff away to fix what's probably amount to a rounded error. Easy peasy. Heathcliff muttered, gesturing towards Sinclair and Hong Bu with his chin. Hey, I doubt they have anything worth selling. Well, except Honolulu's handkerchief, but it got sold off, right? If it'll help to pay the time tax, then sure. Oh, maybe. I didn't pack much when I left, though. Well, that's your damage. How much time tax do we owe ya? Currently you are 10 billion, 40 billion on behind in time tax payments. What? Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard the 10 and the 40 and the rest just kind of flew right over my head. But that much money? Oh, we might have to make a brief stop at my place first. Where is your place, Honglu? What other options do we have if we don't? I mean, if you can't pay the tax. Can't pay the tax is not an option. The only options are the following. Make your payment with time or money. With interest, of course. What the hell does making payment with time even mean? Now that I think about it. I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they meant though. I think he meant paying with our lives. Yi-sang, Heathcliff, know anything about this? I've not once failed to make my payments during my residency at this nest. Thus, I know not what transpires on occasion in which one fails to pay the time tax. I've never been involved in messy business like taxes and manor either. My backstreet days both dealt with complicated shit like that for the rest of us. I did see people's swords get dragged away because they failed to cough it up though. Well then, with their not so helpful answers, my mind immediately began to wander towards Faust, who I hoped would know something more about this than the two of them. And that's when Otis suddenly and defiantly stood between us and the collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax calculations in T-Corp are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Would I be correct to assume that you lack both the capability and the will to make your fair payments? Wait, we don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? Your choice of words may be quite wise. Crying and whine all you want about not wanting to escalate things when you got 10 million on your pockets. I won't recognize your opinion as anything of worth otherwise. No? And shut up and stay out of the way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand on our path. How exciting. A 10 billion on death. 10 billion and 40 million to be exact. Alright, let's do this. Oh, we're fighting these people again. Are you serious? T-Core Class 3 Collector. Neutralize. Neutralize. Admin staff. Yeah, we've seen these guys before. During Canto 4. Neutralize. Admin staff. Play. Collection. Stop and search. Please search. Wait, what? Please stop enforcing collection. Splash power for 1 for every 5 tremor count on cell. These are tremor IDs. At 5 plus tremor count, deal 10% more damage for every tremor count. Max 100. So basically, if they reach 5, they get double damage. Tremor chain. Never mind. Let's just fight, man. Come on, come on.
행동을 개시합니다.
Alright, borrow time. What does this do? At turn end, gain 3 minus 1 haste, clash while Rob and fragile next turn. Okay, so every turn they use 1 borrow time. 1 count, gain. Fine. Gain 1 potency, lose 1 count. Alright. Oh, he's struggling. Damn it.
출진이다!
Ooh, Yi-sang with a clutch. Oh yeah, come on, come on. I see Otis over there. Ooh. Ow. Oh, time dilation? You serious? We're all struggling in this town.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
Oh, god damn it. Oh no. Oh, this is going to get staggered. Oh, Yi-sang, you poor bastard.
생각대로 되었어.
Finally, 1 stagger. Oh, their time got broken. The admins, I mean. I think Dawn's screwed. Nah, she's not.
출진이다! 순조로운 전략입니다.
That's a shame.
기다려. 아직 안 끝났어.
Wait, how many waves is it? 1 wave. And we're dying. We're dying. We're slowly and surely dying. Nope.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
Goodbye, Yi-sang.
출진이다! 좋은 전략입니다.
Whew, 1 death. And they ran away. Well, Studio EIM is really going into the jazz aesthetic right now. Now we can get the EX condition for this. Yeah, we definitely can. Definitely can. It's just, it's been a little hard.
출진이다.
There's no problem. There's no problem. Man, they're certified glass cannons. 5 fragile?
좋은
What's
전략이.
with Gregor's skill 2 being like so quick to dispel? Like, there should be some space of time between an attack and then another attack. But Gregor's skill 2 is like 1 strike. Then it's within milliseconds, it's like, it's gone. A teacup staff in a different uniform approached the sinners as both sides went on the defensive. Ooh, who are you? Is this one of their ringleader? Is this one their ringleader? He may be of a higher rank, but he is but an employee of T-Corps all the same. Which is to say, their insistence on meeting their demands with hostility may lead to a direct confrontation against the full force of T-Corps. Yeah, what the hell are you doing, Otis? Lay down your weapons now. Should you refuse to cooperate, all of you present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corps, and we will use force to... I like that. How thrilling. This is bad. This seems like a great time for Virgilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. Man, weren't things much better between us in the guide but only a few days ago? Feels like it's been forever since then. Come on, don't glare at us like that. We had our reasons, Kay. Show us out of nowhere and try to extort a whole 10 billion on. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. You really like saying that, don't you? Jeez. Yeah, the point is there's no way we owe them much money. We're kind, law-abiding citizens. Yup, we are. Who are brimming with a sense of justice. Here. Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinners chattered on like they were a part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree that 10 billion on in Texas does seem unreasonable. However, it is a mystery to me how no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might start by starting a meaningless scuffle like this in the middle of a street, no less. Virgilius set up a deep sigh before turning toward the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident led to bloodshed. However, 10 billion on in time tax is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that 10 billion odds worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply fork over in the middle of a street. I believe that it would have been more appropriate if you had provided us with some context as to how this number came to be instead of immediately marching up to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. I admit that such an absurd amount of time tax laid upon your group is almost unprecedented. You have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collection office in the relevant jurisdiction area for now, to discuss possible solutions. Why didn't you start with that then? Oh, come on. The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. About a week ago. Wait. Class 2 clerical staff. Okay, never mind. It's not the same guy. It's not the same Class 2 guy. About a week ago, a large-scale unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot up several stages in a progressive time-use time bracket due to immense amounts of time leak. A temporal leakage phenomenon? It refers to a deceleration in time, in the flow of time within a physical... Oh my god, within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration field. It moved all over the manor for a good while too. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in the process. What the bloody hell is she blathering about? The deceleration of flow of time within a certain... She must be referring to the moment during which Dante granted us celerity as we were in pursuit of that man at the manor. Great, so it's my powers at fault here. Impossible. The manager's ability was activated for less than 30 minutes. It's most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. Perceptive result. No. Considering the odd sensation we have experienced as we departed the manor, it's most probable that no error had occurred in their calculations. Do you recall, Dante? As we left the manor few days ago.
Mercel, is there aught wrong with thy daily routine?
We had just returned to Mephistopheles after an incident at the Wuthering Heights manor. He's still depressed. You haven't scratched it out for a member. Most sinners are keeping to themselves, given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote's ever cheerful voice, like always, constantly shattered through the silence. It's a shame that the souvenirs we collected through our intervallos and side intervallos and main cantos aren't present in the bus. Like, seriously, you have time to create any of this, but not include some like collectibles, the Boggy plush or the heats or the rope. Come on, Project Moon, come on. I have identified an anomaly. We should have been issued the morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we spent at the manor.
Perchance 'twas an innocent mistake.
As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers has always been delivered during designated morning hours, and evening papers has always been delivered during designated evening hours. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out. However, the likelihood of that is minuscule.
Oh, now I'm looking at it. There's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be. This must be the early hours of tomorrow, is it not?
Oh, I may have an idea as to how this inconsistency came to be. Right, the TT4 protocol. TT4? They bumped up 2 numbers since TT2 in Lobotomy Corporation. Whoa, what's that? Temporal. Oh god, I gotta build my British accents. Temporal velocity synchronization device or something like that. I've seen in the advert for it once. A luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equally leisurely hours together. Some shot like that.
Oh, 'tis quite unlike thee, Sir Heathcliff, to use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray, shall someone explain it in plainer language?
It is an apparatus for equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol's influence.
Aha! Forsooth, I thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us.
Then with this information, it can be concluded that the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at a faster rate than the world outside. There is a coherent explanation as to why the evening newspaper instead of the morning newspaper was issued. Good. Now their curiosity is sated. I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling a new job.
The LCA has sent us a new request to track down the distortion. That's some more detailed information.
So, activating my ability within the GT4 protocol caused...
Yes indeed. It is akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow of time. From an outsider's point of view, it would appear as though more time than was actually spent was leaked. This bloke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time at a personal scale like I said earlier. You affected the flow of time within a physical space. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field. It moved all over from the manor. Honestly, the situation is completely unprecedented.
Right. It used to activate it only on special occasions when we had plenty of guests over for a visit, because it was so bloody pricey.
So, the time tax for the inflated tax bracket multiplied by the surtax per volume from the physical space covered by that temporal manipulation. Yeah, no wonder it all adds up to this insane number.
Multiplied? Come on.
I'm not good at math. I'm not good at time. Come on. I can't even. Right now, I'm concentrating. Like, about 70% of information is going through my head right now. And 30% is going out the other way. It ain't like we use them. It ain't. Wow, my voice. It ain't like we'd use something like this would happen.
Well, anyway, you have 2 payment options to settle this time tax debt. My options? What options? They're like a bag of bags with 10 million and 10 billion all grow from a tree, innit?
Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. Yeah, about that. What's that supposed to mean anyway? Paying with time? It means... oh. The employee who was about to answer our questions with painfully observable annoyance suddenly jolted as the sound of an alarm. Ah, understood. I just got a call for that they're ready to hold an emergency meeting regarding this incident. Limbus company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company.
Oh. No need to tick-tock and fuss, Dante. Dealing with complicated matters like this meeting is one of my responsibilities. I'll be joining them to discuss the possible solutions to this incident, so please keep the sinners under control. Except you, Miss Faust. You're with me.
Understood.
Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshi will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait.
Oh. Well, off they go, I guess. And they didn't even give us a chance to ask them more questions. They're just leaving us here like this? But isn't this whole mess basically about what will happen to us? So, this isn't anything serious, but... What's Mersault doing on the gallows?
What? Mersault, what are you doing? Up there? I was told to stand here, so I've done so.
Who told you to do that? I did. Just trying to be helpful with you and your friend's little time tax problem.
I thought all employees were supposed to be at the emergency meeting.
Whoa, a clock. A clock with legs. How fascinating. If someone were to submit you for consideration the upcoming expo, you might even be worth a participation trophy. You remind me of the time when some hapless soul submitted a timepiece that doubled as a compass that had a rather tragic and critical design flaw. If you tell the time or find your path, but never both at once. Tell directions or tell time. It was only one thing or the other, leaving you lost in time and stranded in the streets. It was no good. No, not at all. There's no better than a clock taped to a compass at the end of the day, isn't it?
Christ. I'm Dante's both actually. I don't tell time, I tell people's paths. I tell the sinner's paths.
Alright. TT52 protocol is operating experimental capacity within this office space. So don't you forget, anyone not synced with the daily standard time might find this a little disorientating, so keep that in mind as well.
What?
Now that's a look at someone who has never once heard of the TT52 protocol, eh? TT52 protocol, as its name suggests, an invention to address the temporal efficiency problem at present in the TT4 protocol. Is doing test runs and only a few select T-corps, so if you do feel the urge to leave more impressions with this new shiny thing, feel free to jot down a few words in a bulletin. Wait a minute, who wrote that 3-star review? The man who we presume to be a T-corp staff seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Like Samjo. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking. Anyway. Actually, it's Samjo Dongrang. No, it's Dongrang. Anyways, is you ready? Let's get cracking.
I'm ready. My body is ready.
Wait, I don't think it's a really good idea to be ready for something that looks like the robot stanging from an intimidating machine tightened around Mersault's throat. Is it what it means to pay your time tax with time? Getting hanged from the gallows? He's got it by his precise given name, temporal scale gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks that time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. It was simply too much hubbub and hullabaloo about his excessively long name, which is an approximately 58 words, or letters. Can someone ask him what will happen to Mersault? Is that thing going to kill Mersault? Kill him? Nonsense. She's a very gentle machine. That is simply preposterous. However,
spoken in such manner,
oft portends that events of even greater ill fortune shall befall us. How perceptive of you, Isang. I'm not sure as to what might actually happen. I suppose it will suck 10 billion ounce worth of time out of your friend? Stop being obtuse. What is that even supposed to mean? Is he going to be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? What? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Corp's particularly generous system called the 4-hour daily minimum time guarantee policy. How generous, Even when worst comes to worst, every citizen is entitled to the right to enjoy a minimum of 4-hour days according to T-Corp's Public Welfare Council. 4 hours is the absolute minimum number of hours in a day to guarantee them human survival. Survive being the keyword here. My. Sucking 10 billion and 40 million ounce worth of time for your friend was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That rarely ever happens. Wait, you pulled the lever and you didn't even know what was going to happen? Just out of curiosity? Of course, 10 billion of time tax is a historically unprecedented amount of debt, so I had to see what happened. You could land first place in a lottery and still wouldn't come close to making 10 billion on, and that's before taxes. I'd say it all belong in museum history if I'm being honest. Besides, I haven't even seen anyone with more than 150 hours in a time tax that willingly step over the gallows before. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and dig themselves in an even deeper debt hole. The point is, I scarcely expected someone in the 10 billion on time tax hole to just walk up there like that. What is wrong with this guy? Awake, Marcel! Breathe! Surrender not to such machinery! Huh? Thou art unharmed?
I am alright. Why don't you get down from the gallows for now, Marcel?
Ooh, I assume that the negotiations have concluded well in our favor, Virgilius.
Why are you not speaking?
Virgilius and False, who were torn justice in an incident in court, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. Okay, I can clearly see that you are both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again. But we had our reasons.
We have reached an agreement.
And? You explained things to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collectively dangling from that stupid gallows.
The 10 billion on is certainly an absurd amount of money, but that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation.
Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasures could be put in place either.
Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whether I was allowed to slow down time or not. Really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debt, I requested you evaluate our worth based on an individual merit. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each of the sinners to precisely for one such occasion. On the last pages of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion odds in that kind of money you can settle with the sacrifice of an individual.
Okay.
But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting your time horsing around at the gallows.
And that compromise is?
We have been contracted to deal with the distortion.
I guess we're starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion.
They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their sixth choice after the first spy failed to produce a meaningful result.
Gotcha.
Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. We'll not deny that.
So what kind of distortion are we dealing with here?
This is a request regarding a series of similar unsolved cases within T-Corp's borders. Some call it the case of time-killing time. Several people have already fallen victim to the perpetrator.
The case of time-killing time.
It is exactly what it says on the tin. The distortion is running wild, killing our time. Time is an asset here at T-Corp. It is not so difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing it. But in the case of time-killing time, the killer doesn't leave any traces. It's simply gone, completely removed, and untraceable. No such thing has ever happened here before. Thus, the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. Whoa, this soundtrack though. That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax debt.
Oh, thus arriveth once again my time to shine. According to a book I have perused in recent days, any of all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued this special investigator badge during the course of employment. This a badge that may as well be a universal pass to command all kinds of illegal patrol. Detectives?
We plan to issue you those badges, yes.
Wahoo! How much have I longed to add someone such badge to my collection? Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badges once it is dealt with? Nay, I demand I be awarded at least 3 badges, 1 for my private collections, 1 for display, and 1 for business, so that...
Oh, short at last. Right, what are we laying for? Let's crack on. Whack this torch and get the hell out of here. I ain't dealing with money problems. I value your enthusiasm, but I will also appreciate if you allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off on a long tangent of your own. The problem is that they don't want all 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve the case. Indeed, I can't have your entire group run wild in the streets and potentially waste their precious time with our residents. Also, the investigator badge isn't something that T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give a whole box of badges, all 13 of them. I concur, to a degree. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first one to welcome this offer. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in hauling around these dead weights? Again with these whatever. We will leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus, while the elite team of high-performing individuals takes care of business. Does that mean you, Otis? You know, in the trailer, you weren't chosen. You seem rather confident that you'd be a part of the elite team of high-performing individuals, Otis. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. Alright, now for your nonsense. So, how many of us are allowed to work in this case anyway? Regilius trailed off, clearly unhappy about this outcome. They have decided that 4 individuals, including the manager, is an appropriate amount of people not to partake in this investigation. That's not a lot. Except that we barely managed to get the authorization for 4 after much debate. And you already have wasted your breath. A tag team by the executive manager and I will be more than enough to handily complete this mission. Right, so it all comes my choice, huh? 3 sinners. So many eyes are upon me. Not that I ever had to look at me the same time before. But the pressure is on a completely different level when it comes to making judgment calls like this. Looks like the manager is deep in thought. Apparently agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. I'm taking volunteers first, so let's see him on some hands. Quickly now. Otis is first, I guess.
Forsooth, I shan't hesitate before such excellent opportunity. Maybe it's finally my time to shine.
Oh, I don't even need to ask me, alright? Let's get on with it. Oh no, that wasn't. I'm not raising my hand. I'm just cleaning my glasses. This is no simple matter. I've not been with so few sinners before. Except for that one time when he accidentally walked out to the outskirts through the back door. So I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. What a mess. Don't be too much trouble for me to last and debate all the arbitrary limitations they set. So allow me to make the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante, are you listening? I just said that I'll be the one to choose your companions. No, I need to consider more than just their individual capabilities. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team less than some of its parts. It's all about building team synergy. Wait, didn't Ro just say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the sinners who will be accompanying Dante to solve this case are... I have to choose someone who can support me, calmly assess the situation, and remain free from biased judgment while making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The sinners who fit that description are... Do we even have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone though. Damn it, I've got it. I choose Faust, Rousseau, and Yi Sang. Rodion, Roshu, and Hong Lu. Huh? Wait, huh? Dante has selected me, Rousseau, and Yi Sang. Have you been listening, Dante? My phlegm is killing me. There are certain things to discuss with Miss Faust regarding our upcoming journey, so she was not an option. Yi Sang was immediately ruled out before the evening could adjourn to the history of developing an unauthorized invention at T-Core. Marcel did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I am truly grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't forget this. Oh, wait, that's a... Hey, Otis, that's not at all what I meant. I just thought that maybe we needed somewhat skilled and experience like to effectively manage the remaining sinners while we were... Okay. I really saw the mood, didn't I? Sorry, Otis. The three of them, who I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look at my direction. I'm sure there's some people who has reasonable answers as to why they were chosen. I have no clue. Whoa, just the three of us, huh? True, such an eye-catching number, isn't it? Rodi, I get, but why did two of you volunteer? Thought it sounded FAH. The greater the quantity and diversity of experience, the better it is. Yeah. Don Quixote tragically drops her head to the ground, crestfallen. I have naught else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in this world. Indeed, that must be why Sir Virgilius has failed to capture my compassionate hand. Don Quixote sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Virgilius did not even bat an eye in her direction, despite her being the first one to raise their hand. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her. No. This is my final legacy I bestow upon thee. What's all this? A book? Magnifying glass? And are these clothes? This is my treasure, my collection. Prithee, be gentle with them. Oh, but why are you carrying 3 sets of clothing? One for my... one for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, verily. Is that not obvious to thee? Records and Investigation, Solutions to the 13 Problems by Agatha. Huh, somebody's autographed it. Who's this Agatha? Me, how art ye all so ignorant in the lore of fixers? Once she was a green one fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the Seven Association. Truly, no one? Most people don't know those lore, Don Quixote. Cumbersome clothes. How wilt thou call thyself an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for the occasion? Here, it is only right that the leading ace detective adorn their countenance with a special mustache. Oh, look! Lady Agatha says in the foreword of this book that any self-respecting ace detective must always dress themselves in impeccable fashion. Who's Agatha? That's not from Distortion Detective, right? Don't kill Day. Just let go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but how come you didn't get picked for this, Ishbel? I didn't get picked. I never volunteered. Hey, not every day you get a legitimate chance to get some free paid time off without breaking company rules. I wasn't about to let that chance slip.
I guess I did have some last minute regrets when I saw who Virgilius picked. But I'll just relax for a bit and jump in to help him when needed. Well, good luck. Well, call us the Elite Four. How's that? While the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around T-Core, why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind? Unfortunate. D-Corp did not authorize the rest of the sinners to run about unmonitored. You must understand that we simply cannot let individuals responsible for 10 million ons worth of time tax roam free without proper collateral. Looks like they have temporary lodgings for those who have failed to pay their time tax. Virgilius was pointing at what was clearly a jail cell. Are you certain that's a lodging guy? They're going to jail? Yep, as living collaterals apparently. It'll be fun. Hey, betcha it'll look funny back at this memory when it's all said and done, okay? We'll be right back, so be nice and stay put. We don't know how long this investigation's going to get, so it could be months, it could be days, it could be... Nice. This jail cell laces some heat. What happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing them again after 10 billion ons worth of time passes, I guess. Oh, what? Hey, wait, get back here. That's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom. Calm down, alright? We'll be back before you even... Thou shalt return triumphantly as glorious band of ace detectives! Mark my words! We set up on a journey after receiving aforementioned special investigation matters, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. After a while, all we could hear was a sad intermittent clattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. No doubt it's Don Quixote's doing. Alright, looks like everyone's ready then. Let's get a move on and have a little chat with the third victim. Let's see. The case records say that... There it is. It's just a stone's throw away. Huh? What do you mean, huh? Look at the record. It clearly states that neither of the first two victims in a communicative state. How unfortunate. No, I mean... why are you coming along with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go away. Go. Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. We were going to send an employee with you so that we can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation progress. Oh, that stick out of your ass. We plan to send a Class 2 staff with you, but you're... Me? Class 5? See the badge? The chatterbox employee replied cheerfully as he produced a twinkling badge from his clothes. I apologize for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expected to see a Class 5 auditor all the way down here. That guy's a Class 5 staff? Really? Class 5? Is the highest rank one could reach as a winged employee? Yeah, I thought so too. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing you're talking about. Who knows, maybe there are Class 12 or even Class 20 employees out there. Get it? Good. And let's get a move on. We stared in silent bafflement at the employee who had already stormed out of the building, then hurriedly followed him out the door. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? The very concept of killing time. They're not slowing down or speeding up time, they're eliminating completely. Just yanking out of circulation. So, your name is... Mai? Relax and call me however you want. Names are such unimportant things, aren't they? No. That's not it. No. Names matter. Really? You never call anyone by your names, though. Relax and call you however you want. However we want? But you're obviously here to be our handler. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. I've got it. You're all dressed like detectives. Why don't you consider me your ever-helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures? Okay, but still... Yoshi, who was staring off into the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up just as Brodia was about to retort. She replaced her cigarette with a pipe. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am. What's the difference between an assistant and a servant? You know, my family used to employ. They sure warmed up to him fast. Let's see here. The third victim in this case is this watcher's factory. Hold up. The obviously gaudy, expensive suit, meticulously trimmed and shaped mustache. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deductions. You're right on the money, detective. We're off to a great start. We are detectives working on a case of killing time. My name is... Huh? Is he leaving after images? What's going on? Real shoe. Detective. He sure is a fast talker. He's talking way faster than we're salted when he revealed those chickens. Okay, we can read you. He's talking so fast, it's like someone pressed the fast water button in him or something. Can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth. Okay, what if Dante used his powers to, you know, just slow down time, yeah. He's someone who has a lot of time. What's that supposed to mean? An average T Corp citizen has about 20 to 28 hours a day, but you might also run into someone like him. People with plenty of time to spare because they have so much surplus time. They can afford to condense 50 hours in a single day. And the people with fewer hours in a day, it will look as though he's moving 2-3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in a blink of an eye before anyone even has a chance to catch him in the act. You. Okay. But okay, so you're saying that some people have 40 to 50 hours in a single day, and he's speaking twice as fast. But he's not. Why is he speaking? Why is he speaking like gibberish though? I gave Rhodia a quick look of concern. She had to do something before Ryoshu SHNC. No, without Sinclair, this will be annoying to translate. S's. Slice. H's. Slice. Heaved. No clip. Oh, whatever. A quick look as in a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at a serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. He shook his head in frustration, very rapidly that is, before activating what appeared to be a voice recorder. He began to play his voice back at us. Okay, now I have to give this guy a voice. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name's Bumble, a proud proprietor of this watch factory. Apologies for this awkward method of communication. You see, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live 100-hour days in my heyday, but things have taken a turn for the worse at the factory in recent years. Okay, 52 hours long. It makes no sense. How fast is someone speaking double speed? It's not supposed to be gibberish, I know that. YouTube playback as a feature for that. It doesn't sound that fast. 52 hours? To me, it looks as though you are talking very, very slowly. I must say, it's quite frustrating. But I'm willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case. You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day? You can't even imagine what that'd be like. Just like a normal day, he's experiencing time in 2 times speed, so... Oh, I can tell you that if you're curious, it's a very, very full life, I must say. Having more time to spend in the day means that I can get more things done in the day. Like sleeping 10 or more hours a night and having more than 40 hours to spend. Good sleep really is the key to keeping your skin moist and fresh. Indeed, I'll let you touch it if you wanna. Okay, so... What? How does that make sense? You're living on 2 times speed. So basically you're living on 2 times speed, but you're still living in the 24-hour limits. So basically you do things 2 times as fast. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, and even brushing his teeth while we stood there listening to his recordings. IDC, get to the point. There's one late evening, let's see, like always, I was busily walking down the street, a very, very important meeting to attend to, and all of a sudden, an attack? No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon in the kitchen counter at home. I should have left it covered in District 23's purple salt. Wonder what that's made of. Aha, my second oldest aunt used to sprinkle that salt all the time. The point. Well, so I stopped briefly, looking at the clock tower and wondering if I should head back home to salt the bacon, and that's when Time Ripper struck our... The clock tower? Each one of the 12 zones at T-Core has a clock tower list. Oh, the assistant talking. Each one of the 12 zones at T-Corp has a clock tower displays 8 Corp standard timescale. Because everyone has different hours to spend in the day, their watches sync with their respective timescales as well. So to tell the real objective time, one would have to check the clock tower. Oh, that's pretty neat. Alright, you two, let's focus on important stuff. Let's see, how about we start with a physical description? A fine tailored suit. A tailored suit? Bit fancy for someone called a Time Ripper, don't you think? It must have cost me about 58 million, of course it was tailor-made. Its comfort was beyond human imagination, Wait, what? Oh, and how could I forget, It's impressive your keenly shaped mustache, Hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description. I noticed something. See how slow the sinners talk. One more chance until I SYNC. And see how fast the T-Corp Bumble talks. Wow. You mean the murderous appearance? Well, let me think. I don't recall anything. It just happened so fast that... How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? Can you not ask something like that with such a big grin on your face? Nope, it was just, 100 hours has gone in the blink of an eye, Missed my very important appointment thanks to that. Have you know, I suffered so much damages, That's 2 days in this time. 100 hours? So you lost a whole week in the blink of an eye? Nope, 100 hours for me is just 2 days or so, Still, you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days, Oh, ripping away time, huh? Invention that enables something like that will certainly win the Inventor of the Year award. Loads of prize money that comes with T-Corp really values and supports its inventors, Right. Sure, you want a device that just casually steals away people's time. You know how much power that is? Some people say that once upon a time, T-Corp's executive director himself showed to bestow the awards. I guess once an inventor, so it's always an inventor. I said that he probably wanted others to carry on his inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once, and he was giving away autographs. Maybe we're looking for an inventor who received an award at that tech. Assistant? Whatever invention at T-Corp needs to be registered at the Technology Administration Agency. There was none without a few exceptions. There once was a time when a rogue group of inventors called the League of Nine Literatures made some inventions that they neglected to register. And wow, what a mess that was. Every single corner of T-Corp was up in arms. Everyone dashing about in panic, making arrests, holding important meetings while... Oh, it was that big of a deal? I can't imagine how hard it must have been for Yi Sang. Alright, so is there anything like that registered in T-Corp's tech agency? Nope, first time hearing about anything like it. You could have started with that, Or this is a power granted by distortion. Meanwhile, Ryoshu was completely uninterested in the conversation and stared off into the distance. She looked out the factory window and let out another puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself. No killer, no corpses. Well, yeah, one's actually dead and you don't know where the killer is. Oh, who could it be, I wonder? Someone who took a liking to my very expensive suit, I say, huh? Disagree. Your suit shit. Oh. Besides, if I recall, if I really wanted to kill you,
why would you?
I'd have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good aim at your vitals otherwise.
Ryoshi strode toward him, before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumble rapidly stumbled back in terror. Ryoshi was fast enough to close the distance and press her scabbard into his neck despite the disparity in time.
Just like this.
Cha-ching, baby!
Whoa, I thought she was actually about to beat the crap out of him with that scabbard.
I mean, does he deserve it?
That be case closed then, All we had to do was arrest Ryoshi.
You skipped the heck out of me, huh? Oh, I suppose that villain didn't really stab me in vitals or whatever, huh? But he did disappear of a son just like you did, Right, so that was pre-Golden Bow Ryoshi.
I see, so the killer isn't just running around ripping time away but from random people left and right.
Yes,
the killer was specifically going for that ASS.
What does that even mean? A special someone.
Ah, okay. The void left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I thought. I meant that annoying, stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating.
No way, can you think of a single person who hates someone like me,
I can think of more than a few.
I say that it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try on my tailored suit, huh?
Can't with your tailored suit. Oh, what about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find a culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle.
I have no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us earlier is actually helping, but I suppose it's at least a very good page turner. Arnold can't seem to be able to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should check it out too, once we get back to the bus.
Yeah, that works. Then the culprit has to be someone who hates the owner so much, enough to try to take his time.
Nuh-uh, that seems quite impossible, as you can see.
What? The laborers at this factory? They're all working so slowly, like they're moving through molasses.
Oh, most factory laborers like them usually live short 10-hour days, most of which they spend at factory jobs anyway.
What did you say?
Listen up everyone, our output gain was only 13% growth compared to last month's growth, If I'm not impressed upon you how important this is, we'll be falling behind profit margin projections at this rate,
Bumble hollers at them in frustration. Laborers were very slowly turning their heads to look up at the factory owner. Even that simplest action taking an excruciating long time to complete. It's like the sweatshop slaves.
Bus is impossible to work any faster than
Who?
how bothersome, less complaining, more assembling, These are times effectively, chop,
If they're living 10-hour days, that means that's less than half a day. Is their lifespan just like cut in half?
That's a sad thing to think about. And he's back to not recording his message. You have no idea how frustrating it has been of me as of late. Do you even know what the next batch of cogs have all stopped all of a sudden,
We couldn't understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of its earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever he's talking about. Hey, Mr. Bumble, you're talking way too fast for them to understand, you know that? How do you expect them to understand a thing you're saying?
So, it's not me who's too fast, it's them who are too slow, Only hustlers and busy bees like myself who make the best of their time can write about the rest in this chaotic, bustling city,
What? That's a load of bull. Why are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their times when they're practically nailed to the floor? What and with what time? Rhodia, hey. I don't think someone like him will ever understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in T-Corp after all. Rhodia? I suggest you to stop while you still can, because we don't want a case of you slinging your axe on top of his head. Like in your canto. Hey, assistant, you're a class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be big shot? Do you seriously think there's anything normal about all this? Oh, normal? Dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from a round trip across every single nest in the city? All the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you have seen all there is to see? Not really, but... Then give this idea a thought, why don't you? The notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering. There's to say that suffering is just a part of life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. I don't see any suffering in that mug of Mr. 50-hour days right here. Sarge, worse, I have my share of pain, I'll have you know, Real shoe? Crack his nuts. I've been waiting for someone to get finished for a while, You know how much of a pain it is to wait for something but also have too much time in your day, yeah? It's so tedious. So tedious? Alright, 3 fixed sinners. This could be a rough fight. Maybe we can flip the script on our line of thought. What kind of people, Rhodia, do you think that hate rich people? Who do you think would hate rich people like me? The poor, the unfortunate. Well, except for my family. If I ever do get murdered under mysterious circumstances, I make to bet that it's one of my family members who did me in, or Heathcliff. That's a pretty dark joke. The culprit went straight for Bumble, but his employees literally can't move fast enough to have done that. None of them look like distortions either. Yes, if the culprit's hiding among these slowpokes, Clock would have noticed it. Then that narrows the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory, someone without much time, someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Or it could be someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in T-Corp Nest. Also, while Dante could be right that this power was granted by distortion, nothing rules out the possibility that they may be using an unregistered invention. There may be more than a single culprit then. More than a single culprit? Huh? Wait, I think I know an organization that might fit that exact description. Nah, no way, I doubt it. They don't ever take drastic actions like these anymore, even back at J-Corp. Wow, that's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know of a group of people just like them. Sometime later in a certain alleyway. A group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the nest. Perhaps you're looking for the Eurodivie? Ah, that rings a bell. Isn't your friend the founder of the organization, Rhodia? Rhodia stopped dead in her tracks. The Eurodivie? Here? Do you know something about their organization? I did hear that they've been spreading through the nests as of late, though it hasn't been long since they started popping up within T-Corp's borders. So direct T-Corp employees and myself been stationed over their nests to question any suspicious individuals. Methinks is a real bother, standing guard here, all this stop and search. So tedious. So, where you do? How do you even call? How do you call that? What are the Eurodivie up to around here? All kinds of stuff that petty thieves get up to, stealing things like time or money. Well, I did hear that they also do some pro bono detective work for people who can't afford the time or money to hire people. And wait, stop right there, you. What are you looking around all shifty for, eh? It's a stop and search. Oh, it's the same guy. It's the same head guy. What? Hey, I'm just trying to walk away from my lady with a sinking and creeping glare. Where can we find them? The Eurodivie? Well, probably ain't too difficult. Let's see.
Hong Lu? A sudden explosion tore Hong Lu to shreds. He was speaking around an alleyway. Speak of the devil. Maybe I should have activated their badges earlier. Activate our badges? Phew, starting off the bang, huh? Good luck, Dante. Let's bring him back. Gotcha. Turning the clock now. Wait, we can bring him back? There, the explosion came from that way. Damn watch chains of T-Corp. Here to collect your filthy dues, eh? Okay, no time to explain, right? Let's talk about that later. Okay. Why are they fighting us? They didn't do anything. Aggressive Eurodivi. Okay, so the Eurodivi traveled from J Corp to T Corp. That's supposed to be a big organization to just casually move to another district then. Away with you. Gain 2 tremor count. Gain tremor count equal to tremor count. A secret weapon. Gain 2 tremor count. Gain oh, okay. Filthy watch chains. For every 5 tremor count on self. Trigger amplitude conversion. Convert tremor on self to tremor distribution. The 7 tremor souls.
맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Retreat. Hey, participation trophy. Participation trophy? Is he talking to me? Oh no, did you do that earlier? Tick tock, and voila. It seemed to me that you rewound the time and unwound your friends. I've never seen a tech that could rewind a time like that. Well, that's... Trade secret. Ask and you shall receive. Pain. Fascinating. Aren't you terrified of time? As far as I'm aware, there's practically no way to rewind time for a singular entity that exists in an open and enclosed area. Either that, all my study didn't reach as far as I thought it did. Wait, no, that's actually a very serious problem then. I was very desperate, you know. It's very unlikely that I missed anything. You know what else is a serious problem? The fact that we're wasting our time chatting about inane stuff while they're all getting away. Come on, Dante. No, the TT2 protocol can... TT2 protocol can't actually rewind time. It can only speed up time or stop time. But the memory repository... I don't know how I should take the memory repository or return to day 1 mechanic. Isn't that like rewinding time? Come on. Inane stuff? It's extremely serious. Its importance is absolutely incomparable to what amounts to arresting a few small-fry revolutionaries. If it was a true resurrection, then the head would have been after your heads already. So I doubt that's what it is. Then it must have something to do with time manipulation. I'm certain of it. Maybe it works the same mechanisms as the TT2 protocol under the hood. No, that works only within an isolated enclosure. You can't rewind the time of an singular individual. Perhaps they are drawing time from somewhere else to reject and insert time streams? This seems a tad more possible. If actually rewinding their time, the individual elements of the process will manifest in a vastly different manner. I suppose this means that you can't actually rewind or skip time either, am I right? You can't just say all that gibberish and expect me to be able to. The process also seemed to involve a great degree of pain. Well, it seems also in bad taste to say that's good news, but I suppose like I say that's what I'm about to tell you is somewhat auspicious. I was going to get in the nitty-gritty of it, only if we had to venture into one of the more dangerous places like the back streets. But here we go. Check the other side of the badges. There should be a small clockwork knob attached to your badges in there. Mind rotating it for me? The classified staff jabbered on endlessly, zapping between numerous subjects within a matter of seconds before reaching out and pointing at the badges we were wearing. Not all fixers specialized in investigations are strong enough to defend themselves in emergencies. This way, these special investigator badges are all equipped with the same special function that goes with the suits that higher-ranking staff members at T-Corp wear. It's called Golden Time. If you keep the clockwork wound, it will automatically speed up the body's natural regeneration process as soon as it detects that wearer is at risk of death. It's nothing compared to what you're capable of, but it's quite something, isn't it? So I don't actually have to turn the clock myself. Well, it takes some time for it to refuel once its charge is spent. If you run up its uses, then I suppose it'll come to you. Participation trophy.
You have to take one for the team and bring them all back yourself. You're willing to do that, but not willing to help us before we get torn to shreds, huh? I prefer that. Good. Ready? Let's go after them then. Sometime later. Wait, does it mean that if one of the sinners, if either or chosen sinners, get down to health and then heal back up, they get new outfits? Where did they run off to? I'm pretty sure they came this way. No more tracks. We wasted too much time on his boring lectures. Hey, assistant, are you sure it's okay for you to just saunter behind us like you're out on a picnic? Why would I run? I hate running. It's literally your job to arrest the Euro V, isn't it? Is it though? But my job is at this precise moment is to keep an eye on you and your investigation regarding the case of crime killing time, not making Euro V arrests. You're a D-Corp employee. Okay, fine. Let's say that I decide to run instead of walk and help you capture those Euro V rascals. What then? Will Tico suddenly stop having problems just because they're gone? This place suddenly transformed into some kind of humanitarian paradise? Not to mention that as long as their leader runs free, they'll be back before you know it. Excuses. Then kill the okay. Then KTA. We do kill them all. Kill them all. Oh, he understood that. Then only opens up room for a worse syndicate to take their place. If that happens, then collector friend from earlier might end up suffering from something much worse than having to stop and search random passers-by. Not to mention that I'll be getting much muscle cramps from all the running. Oh, that's... Besides, isn't your friend one of them? Weird, I thought you wouldn't want me to arrest them. Right? I thought Rodeo would be a bit happier if you to be reunited with their Eurydice. Well, since it looks like the trail's gone cold, let's go back to the stop and search lady and ask if she noticed anything suspicious since we left. Ah, fine. G-Corp employee we met earlier was still standing completely inert, not moving a muscle. Poor woman. Can't believe she's still on duty at such a late hour. Such is the life of a laborer. No. They got her. I can't even hear her breathing. That's a Time Ripper's MO. Time Rippers got to her that fast. She's in a state of absolute stillness. Death-like state achieved without a thimble of blood on her hands. What a misophobic art. Though she may be in a state of stasis, to those of us watching from the outside, for her, this must be as brief as a blink of an eye. What do you think the culprit's trying to do with all that time? Guys, this is a crime scene. Let's try not to touch the body. Victim. Oh, look. It must be some sort of spatial temporal displacement superposition phenomenon going on here. She's entirely incorporeal. Is this seriously the time to... Oh, you're there. Up ahead. I looked around, noticing a now familiar sensation of a distortion, and caught a brief glimpse of a suspicious figure slowly slipping into the fog. You! Stop! Don't you think you can catch up? You think you can catch up? Fucking Christ. Think you can catch up? I'm not your hunting dog. But sure, I'll entertain you. Just this once. Oh, she's pretty fast. Ryoshi sure moves fast when she finds something interesting. It's been a while since I've seen people like you. The kind who sprint forward with eyes fixed on the horizon. Here, everyone only ever looks down. The next bent gaze look to the ground, watching their own feet take their halting steps. I suppose they only ever looked up to check the time on the clock towers. It must have been a time when everyone walked tall. I think I know what that is. It's because they all learned helplessness. Because they realized that even they ran to their lungs burst, nothing will change. Doesn't matter. Yeah, not everyone can run like Muscle. Learning to maintain a stable breathing rhythm is not easy. Oh, dude, shut the hell up. That's not what I'm talking about. Wait, take a closer look at her face. Remember? That's the same face she was making earlier when she shouted, "I had to stop and search." Yeah, maybe she saw someone suspicious, approached her for a stop and search, and got ambushed. We should ask her when she recovers. But we don't know when she'll recover. Sometime later. Catch. You sure you captured him alive? Hey, Yoshu, doesn't he kind of look a bit different from the mysterious person who got away? He's really wearing something different. Besides, he's one of the Eurydice we already ran into. Clothes are just husk that can be cast off at any moment. He started running as soon as our eyes met. Hey, rise and shine. How am I suspicious one? Anyone would run as someone like you started sprinting after them. That big sword in your hands. I have many ways to crush the truth out of you. First, no dismembering, no ripping off faces, no killing, no strangling, no hanging them upside down, no torture. This is the Eurydice's turf. You soon regret dragging me down here. I prepared a secret weapon just for this occasion. Watch out! What? Nothing happened. What was that? One of the 5 greatest inventions of the Eurydice T-Corp branch. The portable adjustable frequency periodical lighting apparatus attached to a sound wave generator. This will call every single Eurydice in its range to this exact location. Oh, there, see what I mean? You see the problem prevalent among inventors. Never know when to stop when it comes to naming their inventions. You'll pay dearly for smacking me in the back of my noggin. Okay. You know, I never did read their passes. Wow. Broken Unity. Clockwork and the bandana. Eurydice bandana and the clockwork. Nice detail. Game on fragile, game on tremor count, a hit. 2. Right.
준비해줘, 단테. 한 건 했다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Man, how many do we have to fight through? True, the force is not like... You don't really have to like... Whatever, man, whatever.
야, 늘 새롭다니까요.
아름답진 않네.
Goodbye. Another win to our name. After matching various pieces of information we found from the defeated Eurydice members together, we managed to track them down to a rundown building that appeared to be their hideout.
Oh, you finally managed to track us down, haven't you? Filthy watch change of T-Corp. You clock.
You clock, he says.
You clanker.
It's only elementary because I am an ace detective. More like ace effective. Ruja exclaimed triumphantly as she flicked her hair back, but I sensed the smallest hint of uncertainty in her voice. Yep, we're all ace detectives.
I'll admit, we should have let you track us down, but you don't look too strong. It's a foolish move to fight a lion in its den. I hope you prepare yourselves.
Oh, don't you worry about our butts. We got a class 5 staff with us, you know. Why doesn't Rhodia talk with them to ease attention a bit? Because she was once a Eurydice member. Surely it amounts to something, right?
I can deduce a few things about you. Man, that man's outfit. Look in his face. I see. It's not good that you're not lying that he really is a class 5 staff. 2, you're absolutely shameless for bringing a class 5 watch chain to a rundown hideout like this.
Why does this have anything to do with shame? I don't know about shame, but this place sure is run down. Right? How about this? I'll sit this one out just for the sake of fairness. I'll be like cheating if I were to take part in this fight, yeah? Wait, he's actually fighting? Damn.
That is a fair proposal. Fine. Accept your offer.
Do you not get a say in any of this?
금방
Next one is
다녀올게.
Dawn's, right? And she's class 3. With her special investigator badge. What a funny little gremlin.
Okay, extraction time.
이런 구질구질한 색의 고기를 시간 내서 먹고 있다니.
Okay.
차라리 아예 색을 모른 채 자랐으면 좋았을 텐데.
Okay, that's Rhodium. Okay, one more time. Okay, good. We got. Is that a goddamn eagle?
나무와 함께 베어 넘겨드리죠.
Wow. My luck is somehow simultaneously that low and also stupid high. What's the probabilities anyway? Ego is nah. Grow 0.0650%. I got a he ego. Okay. Don Quixote's is 1%. 1.5%. Fucking 5%. Are you serious?
금방 다녀올게.
아름답진 않네.
Okay, we're still fighting. How many have we beaten? Let's see. That was 4. It's useless to even count that. Oh well.
금방 다녀올게.
보여주지. 아름답진 않네. 아름답진 않네. 예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
If target is staggered by the unit's attack or tremor burst, all allies heal 10 SP. Okay, so... Oh shoot! He has tremor decay? Damn. It was a special technique passed on by generations and generations of tremor users. Until now, our only ID that is capable of using it is Ufi Association Heathcliff. So on and so forth.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
무불아위. 기다려. 아직 안 끝났어. 아름답진 않네. 아름답진 않네.
뭐야?
Oh,
내가 보고
okay.
싶었던 거야?
Five skills. Unclashable. Roll. This for the greater good. See, have you no shame? Can you protect them? Can't use a weapon now. For the greater good, draw all other allies' tremor count to self. Tremor. Jesus Christ. Tremor on all allies expire. Gain 1 offense level up for every 3 tremor count on self, and use gain 9 tremor count. Wait, so does this? You get like 3 offense level up. Inflict 10 tremor. Deal 10% bonus sloth damage for every tremor count on self. Oh, okay. So he's Cavernous Hong Lu. Inflict 4 tremor count. Deal 10% bonus sloth damage for every tremor count on self. Consume tremor count. Oh, I know the new Hong Lu identity is based on this guy. That's why. He has pissed tremor on his belt. Man. It's unclashable though. Maybe I just need to dodge it. Yeah, probably.
금방 다녀올게.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're fine.
금방 다녀올게.
아름답진 않네.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요. 늘 새롭다니까요.
Damn, how many turns was that? That was long as hell. God. We quickly moved our conversation into the hideout after defeating the EuroDV members. Good. Surrender and confess. Starting to run low on patience. Might kill you soon. No, looks like Bruce is getting tired of playing detective. Well, we've surrendered already. Not sure what you want us to confess either way. What? Would you like us to confess that we're the EuroTV or something? We hesitated, unsure if he really was clueless or not. That's when Roja confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the EuroDV captain. Right? Questioning time. You've always hid this Ness's state of affairs, am I right? Must you really ask? You like inventing stuff and not registering them to the tech agency, don't ya? Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around? Oh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions? I don't just go around touching. I see. This hedgehog toy is a time bomb disguised as a plushie. Scans the palm as soon as it enters within a certain proximity range, and if it doesn't recognize the palm as an authorized individual, it will shoot up spies that penetrate the intruder. But you screw the parts too tightly down here. You'll do well to remember that mechanical engineering is all about tightening the screws as hard as you can. Sometimes you need a slightly loose screw to make things fit better. Another thing, if I were you, I would make the spine holes hexagon shape, not circular. You could tell all that from a quick look. You are certainly no common employee. Either way, most of those are experiments, incomplete products. In truth, you like making more dangerous inventions too, right? You really are a persistent one, aren't you? What are you getting at? And I'm sure these violent inventions eventually led to something that can completely rip someone's time away. Wait, what? The culprit behind the case of time-killing time. It's you guys, right? It's what you do, isn't it? You see something that rubs you the wrong way, so you go ahead and smash it to bits. That's a bit of a logical leap, isn't it? What do you think we Eurodivi are?
Sounds like this friend of yours in the Eurodivi really messed up big time in the past, huh? You do something drastically violent? No, Sonia, he always knew how to say the right things. Things to get people to agree with him, to convince them to join his cause. His words fill me with this confidence that we could really change the world, that it really was as effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in my mouth. But what could we possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything, unlike these guys. But the Tico Eurodivi are nothing more than knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by stories coming out of J-Corp or...
It's absolutely baffling how you fail to correctly deduce a single thing. No, we're not knockoffs. Besides, the Saint Rosie brought many changes to this world. Changes that you mere detectives can't even dream of.
The Saint? The Saint?
Indeed, Saint Sonia was the one who really sparked the fire of the Eurodivi in every nest. Well, that isn't the only reason they call him the Saint, but that's aside the point.
Okay, so you guys see him as a deity. It's cultish-like, man. Eurodivi in every nest? Sonia did that?
Since you claim to be Saint Sonia's friend, allow me to say in no uncertain terms, Eurodivi has nothing to do with your case.
Sonia, are we supposed to take you at your word?
First, we don't have this time-killing technology. We can steal time or time pieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd would surely catch the tech agency's attention. And that is trouble that I am not willing to invite.
Why? He's certainly been causing a ruckus here. Isn't that what the Eurodivi wants? Chaos?
Please don't compare us to the likes of backstreet gangs. There are those among us who want that chaos, of course. One of our former members insisted that we must take the abundance of time in T-Corp for ourselves and have our comrades divided equally among us.
Ah, communism.
But such drastic action will also hurt the have-nots, those who do not deserve such pain. So we must adhere to the Saint's teachings. To truly tear out the throats of the rich, we must wait for the might. We must wait for the right moment.
The right moment. So it really was Sonia.
How long must I wait? So I've been wondering, are you really the Saint's friend?
Of course she is. He invited her to join his journey. Why don't we leave for now? We can always come back here once we uncover more evidence. Dante says let's leave for now. Are we not arresting him? Didn't one of you give a whole lecture about how it's my job to arrest him? Rodia ignored the assistant's question and turned around to leave the hideout, wearing a dark expression, something I had never seen from her before. The assistant shrugged, and we were about to leave the hideout as well, but the Eurodivi captain stopped us.
Wait, if you really are a friend of the Saint, can't let you leave without giving you some advice as the more experienced detective. I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share them with you.
Oh, right. Dabble in detective work from time to time as well, yes? Is this a common thing that Eurodivi get up to?
No, only the Eurodivi branch in District 20 do. Anyway, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all victims together. Find out what they have in common.
Why?
The T-Corp Collections Agency knows everything about time. Where it comes from, where it goes, but not with this case.
But if they know everything about comings and goings of time, how are you avoiding their eyes?
Not all of us do. Can't tell you more, however. Just know that we have an ace up our sleeve that lets us continue our guerrilla activities in this nest. Anyways, does it not strike you as odd that, with someone with such impressive technology, they can quite literally rip away time without a trace? The killer seems unusually passive. This tells me that there is a condition they must first meet to use their powers. Another possibility is that they have a certain creed or belief system that they follow, but ideologically motivated culprits usually leave behind more obvious evidence that points their beliefs.
Oh, I think that sounds out nicely. Wanna join a squad of ace detectives?
Who the hell are this bumbling team of amateur detective wannabes?
You son of a bitch!
Never mind. Now, would you kindly leave this place? We have to keep practicing our communism ideology.
I mean,
In such a small scale, it certainly works. But if you're talking about the whole nest, no way in hell.
Well then, Eurydice is swearing up and down that they got nothing to do in this case, and Time Ripper's still at large. What now, Ace Detectives? But we don't have any other leads. The one we just talked to just left the hideout. Why don't we follow him?
You want to tail that Eurydice?
Well, looks like not arresting them may pay off after all. I think it's a fair suggestion.
Waste of time. We should torture them one by one until someone breaks.
According to page 155 of Lady Agatha's book, a detective must always remain vigilant and not shy away from stakeouts.
You're already on page 155?
Oh, Don Quixote gave us this book so that we can all become ace detectives. I've been reading it whenever I can. Eurydice's petty time thievery won't change the world. Is that why you're letting them go? Because it doesn't matter? Huh? No, not at all. It's an opposite. It's the opposite, in fact. I want to see things change. Change? It is said that the Eurydice started from a small group of nobodies, but they kept at it slowly but surely spreading to the city. Heard that they've been causing some real trouble in some nests, and they find it difficult to get rid of them. You know that people have been saying here at T-Corp, running low on time but burning full of frustration, then come join the Eurydice. Unlike most people who accept injustices and move on, they don't. Refuse to turn a blind eye, confident and determined that they will one day bring real changes to the city. It's only natural that I find them extremely fascinating. To witness to what end do their desperate desires and aspirations lead? Nothing but impotent squirmings.
Ever the pessimist, Ryoshu.
I'm sorry, do any of you even give a damn about solving the case?
This case has a certain destructive aesthetic to it. I like it.
I'm following my family elders' words to see and experience as much of the world as I can before I return, because their words better be followed.
What a strict family. Asians, am I right?
Sounds excruciatingly bothersome. So many things in this world presuming that they deserve to call themselves family.
I never heard you talk like that, Ryoshu.
What will you ever accomplish with such half-heartedness? Oh, don't worry about it. Most people live on with that very half-heartedness. It's been eons since I really desired something with all my heart, you know.
Eons. How old are you?
No, I'm not most people.
From the distance, a loud, rapid footsteps broke through the Rhodia's quiet whispers. I knew it. The culprit was Eurydice. They're here. We'll give them a slip this time.
Okay, let's go. Maybe you catch them this time if you learn to breathe like we're Soul Broshu.
Rhodia, let's... Rhodia came to a sudden stop and looked at me, staring at me from underneath the shadows cast over her eyes.
Dante, do you think it would have been any different if I called up Sonia back at the casino?
What do you ask?
I mean, it's just... watching Sonia's goals actually start to take shape while I stagnated and changing it, and making me feel...
Rhodia hesitated.
Odd.
An odd impression. Looks like Rhodia is finally starting to acknowledge her unchanging fate, ignoring her problems. By just running away.
You're late, Clock.
The two sinners had a head start, but it didn't take very long before we caught up to them and saw them quietly kneeling behind cover.
We'll go ahead and draw their attention. We should be able to corner them in this direction.
Since Ryoshu and Honglu are out there to draw the culprit here, we just have to do our part and capture them.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Rhodia?
Just every time I think about Sonia, I remember all the things that I couldn't do. That's all.
Rhodia.
Nope. Not gonna let this drag me down. Just gotta do what I can, right? Wouldn't it be so nice if the culprit showed up right now, so I can get my hands on him and get this over with?
You're You're still running away, though.
All this waiting around is getting so tedious. Hopefully I'll look real badass when I arrest him.
You certainly recover quick.
Now that's a good attitude to have. Well, you know, ain't that how emotions are supposed to be? Constantly changing with time, you know?
Is it now?
I don't quite agree.
Emotions don't change with time. I say that the changing emotions are what drive the flow of time.
That's some complicated stuff.
Appropriate for some nest involved with time.
I just can't wait to hear all the praises they'll sing of me once I snag this Eurodivi rascal. That's all. I want to be an ace detective.
Then you shall have your chance. A chance for you to be the center of attention, a subject of praise.
Wait, they used this in Canto 6. That long coat, that hat. You're... Rodia, Dante, the culprit ran that way.
You're a time ripper. Correct. This isn't good. It'll take a while before Honglu and Ryoshu get here. But before we get down to business, allow me to make a few corrections. One, I am no longer bound to an organization like the Eurodivi. In fact, I found their hypocrisy detestable. Did you know that even the Eurodivi use their hours equally amongst one another? That is why I have chosen action. Right. Communism. Corruption within communism.
Of course it comes down to that.
Two, I'm not killing time. You will not compare my crusade to something so hollow. I merely read the dying hours to share it among those who need it most. You may call me the Time Saint instead.
What the hell are you talking about? Shut up and...
All this is flying over your head, isn't it? You poor little thing. Starved with even a morsel of praise. This is both a correction of your ignorance and a final warning. If you wish to capture me, no, us, you must be prepared to pay the price in time.
Is that an attempt at a threat? You seriously think you can scare me like that? Sure, you're the big scary time ripper, but I got you all figured out. I'll know your patterns. There's something staying your hand, isn't there? Whether it's your creed, some kind of design flaw in your tech, can't touch my time. How'd you like this, Ace Detective's deductions, huh?
Right, but you've given me two more corrections to make. One, I am not the one killing time. It's you and everyone like you who's killing time. Two, indeed, we cannot rip time away from just anyone. No, but I can take yours, because you at this very moment are mired in tedium.
What?
Just biding the time, aren't you? Waiting for something to happen. Killing time. You're merely taking back the time that you would have killed anyway. During that exit, you might carve a small chunk of our flesh, but we will rip a chunk out of your existence. You will stir awake when the clock strikes 4 in 50 years' time, having done nothing, having lived through nothing, all in the blink of an eye. That's when it shall dawn on you that despair will all come rushing in like a flood, the disparity, that familiarity, all the time you killed. Every pain a reminder of every single second you've killed. Think about how tedious it all is. You look scared. We like that look in your eyes. Rodia stood there, completely unfrozen. One could stop the time ripper as he walked away from us. Not me, not Rodia. The culprit. Where are they?
I thought I could take them on, but I came face to face with the Ripper.
How could you give them the slip? They threatened her, like they were going to rip away her time.
Oh no. And the Ripper knew. They knew how I felt so different. Seems to me that Rhodia decided not to say it out loud, but I knew that the word she wanted to say was tedious. Pathetic. Unlike you, Ryoshu, my time is important. I'm not here just to make those stupid, pointless observations about the case. I didn't volunteer out of some weird obligation either, okay? I volunteered because I genuinely wanted to solve the case. Unlike you. Either of you. Hey, Rhodia. Briefly grew concerned that Roshu might swing her scabbard at Rhodia, but I don't think she was listening anyway. Oh, but now. Instead, she stared up at the clock tower in silence as her cigarette slowly burned its way into her lips. I guess that's a relief. Rhodia, sorry, I think I'm just getting tired of wearing a silly smile. Rhodia was always the one to lift the team's mood when it's down, but the mood among us had grown so incredibly awkward and cold that I was almost starting to feel a chill on my fingers. I guess this is what happens when Rhodia's in a depressive mood. If we were back at the bus, or if Yi-sang or Gregor were here, they would have at least tried to do something to break the ice, but neither Ryoshu nor Hongdu were the kind of people to be heavily affected by such a frosty mood, so we just trudged on with our investigation. Huh. Looks like the culprit got in the middle or something. He knew the Ripper. How could you tell? By looking at his eyes. Isn't it obvious? That look in his eyes is the kind of look that people have in their eyes when getting killed by a rat they know. He's not exactly dead, you know. His body looks kinda different from the last one we saw, no? Not a dead body either, but what is it? The culprit tore his scarf in half. Maybe they really disagree with his fashion choices? Eurydice must live like fools in the eyes of others, so to me, we may see a path invisible to them. Rhodia? That's something Sonia once said. Told me that the scarf was a yoke to hide the great ambition, that those with such dreams must remain bound. I don't see you wearing that scarf. I just think it cramps my style. And chopping the scarf in half would mean that the killer might be a former member of the Eurydice. We should go back to the hideout and ask around. Sometime later. Damn it, the Ripper got our boss. Are you asking if anyone quit recently? Well, it's not like they formally quit or anything, but there were some who went completely off the grid. Someone who wanted to steal the surplus time at T-Corp to share it equally among everyone. Yeah, I remember a lad who said something like that. When his younger brother died, it became a bit weird. Did anyone want to go along with that plan? I'm sure there are some, but we should. We're the Eurydice, we must bide our time until the saint gives us the word. Is that so? Where is he? No idea. Last I heard he said something like, I'll always be watching you. Creepy, innit? But I suppose that means he's still hanging about somewhere in the T-Corp's borders. Bossman's... Oh, he's British. Damn. Bossman's gonna be back to normal, right? He'll always be watching, huh? Clock. I always burn a cig after a kill. But you always smoke it. Because it takes about 4 minutes for the cig to burn all the way through. I get to watch as the light of life slowly burn out dying eyes. It really enhances the flavor. 4 minutes. I know that it takes exactly 4 minutes for the cigarette to burn away. But only 2 minutes have passed on that clock tower. Huh? That makes sense. How could... Come, no one knows that the clock tower's broken. This isn't a new development, by the way. From the moment our little game of detectives started, this precise moment, the clock tower only measured only 2 minutes by the time I finished smoking. Didn't someone say that it's because people have learned to be helpless? I've been waiting for someone like this to get finished for a while, Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something, or to have too much time in your day, It's so tedious, He thinks it's a real bother. Standing guard here. All this stop and search. So tedious. Hey, assistant. What were the first 2 victims doing when the Ripper struck? Let's see, one of them was attacked while purchasing a 13 flavored lollipop candy, and the other was reading a comic book starring a T-Corp inventor as its protagonist. I say it's a pretty fun read. Are there a lot of clock towers in T-Corp? A total of 12 entirety of T-Corp, but just one in this general area. Time Rippers struck only near this clock tower, didn't they? Right on, detective. What if they slowed down the clock tower and made everyone in the area feel that sense of extreme tedium? Tedium, I see. So that's what it was. You can rip time only from people who are bored. The clock tower. It should give me a nice view up to blow smoke at. Oh, there's something I forgot to mention. You that you need actual evidence to make an arrest, right, detectives? Huh? You have to catch them in the act. You can't go around arresting people just because you feel like it, Do we have to let them attack us or something? Just so we can catch them in the act? Don't you know, he can literally rip the time out of you. One small mistake and you might wake up weeks, months, or even years later. You don't even know that's the kind of thing that Dante can rewind. Yes, it's all very tragic, but it's still a part of your responsibilities. Do you even care about catching the culprit? Or is learning how he rips time all you care about? Right on again, Ace Detective. I once thought that there was no inventions in T-Corp that I didn't know their ins and outs about. You see, I have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp. Even know about the bizarre contraption your friend back at the jail cell invented while he was here. I didn't want that invention to be holding the T-Corp Patents Agency. No, I want to watch as it spread throughout the city. Which is why I didn't even try very hard to stop him as he escaped through the back streets. It wasn't because I was lazy, mind. So, to answer your question, no. Like in the case of League of Nine Literatures, I don't care whether we catch a culprit or not. I'm just curious to know the exact mechanism behind how he rips time. The nature of being an inventor. Agreed. How am I supposed to even get anything done with people like... Excuse me, Mr. Assistant. I have something I'd like to ask you. Back when Marcel stood on the Temple of the Skill Gallows, didn't the machine beep very loudly? Oh, that Retician friend? Oh, yes it did. If you have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence in T-Corp, then do you know why it malfunctioned? Of course. Why wasn't the gallows able to take 10 billion zons worth of time from Marcel? Is it really because it was broken? What are you talking about? It is statistically impossible for the machine in my design to have any faults usually. And the source of that error must be Marcel, all of us, right? With the machine. Huh? Alright, I'm bound. The sinners are bound by me, a literal clock, bound by time. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You're not looking the part, but also acting the part of an ex-detective. Could have fooled me. All credits go to Lady Agatha. Lady Agatha. She did say that one of the qualities of the ex-detective is a mind of bottomless inquisitiveness, after all. I thought the condition of getting exempt from our time tax was that we had to catch the culprit. That was what I was thinking when the Class 5 auditor began speaking again as if to address my concerns. I'm not saying that I won't cooperate, of course. I may even devise a plan for you, though it may be somewhat simple. Now listen close. So, I just saw the node. We're finding the boss now. Will this really work? Guess it's barely a plan and more like something we came up with in the last 10 minutes, but still. Annoying. Let's hide. Where the hell are we? Oh, we're in the clock tower. He lives here. Hiya, I've been waiting for you. Did he just say hiya to the Ripper?
Oh, how interesting. Not only did you know I'd be coming here, but you also had the manners to extend your greetings. I see. You've been tailing us this whole time.
Of course, you're right about there are noses all this time, weren't you?
You're one of those fools playing pretend as a detective aren't you? Killing time.
You're right. Say, can you teach me how to make the most of my time?
Give us your time and we might tell you. What, 30 hours? What is this, a bloody joke? This ain't enough. Just think about all those hours we've lost fleeing from these sods. You could have spent that time ripping more hours from others. I say that it's only fair that we take 300 hours from him. Agreed. He's one of the NASA's lackeys, working with those filthy watch chains of T-Core. He deserves it. If we let him go, he'll only bring further trouble. Let's show them what happens to those that oppose us. Second, let's try to extract the exact amount of hours that evenly splits into 12 pieces. Sorted. Let's stab as deep as he can go. We don't want to repeat that fat catnip factory, are we? We're aiming straight for the center. We're not letting this bastard slip away with just a cache of 100 hours. Silence. We'll decide the time. We will stab as deep as we can and rip 1,000 hours around. That should be more than enough time for us to happily share. Well, I suppose we'd be losing our sense of taste for the next 1,000 hours. We divide the burden of 1,000 hours equally amongst one another. Yeah, I can roll with that.
It's almost like there are multiple personalities in there, all taking turns to speak. Is he schizo? Shouldn't call it a he. It's they, because it's multiple people. The culprit wasn't the only one who suddenly began to behave strangely. Onlu did too. His face relaxed into a tranquil look, as though he was ready to let something go. Perhaps that was an expression of liberation. 1,000 hours. 1,000 hours have passed in the blink of an eye.
Yes, and there will be no pain. Only the despair that awaits you upon your awakening. Then, I like that. Rip my time away.
He didn't mean that, did he? A time-tang razor, is it? So that is the core of power that extracts time. That was no invention at all, but a distortion. My, this is still highly fascinating. So this is the kind of power that distortion can grant. Powers that only one could have dreamt of. After a lengthy silence, as though the world itself had come to a grinding halt.
Why can't we rip away your time?
I see. Everything went according to plan. I blinked, but the world just as familiar and changes as ever.
What? We walked right into a trap, you damn idiots! Don't you understand?
Detectives, AOTS.
Arriving on the scene.
Phew, that's a relief. Had me worried for a second there. About 30 minutes ago.
Like I said earlier, the temporal scale gallows isn't broken. This error was caused by you. This is your time, and this applies to all 12 of you. Was already bound to someone else's time. Someone else's time? That's me! This caused a multi-reference error in the temporal scale gallows, which was supposed to hang your time. So what you're saying is, because we're living within Dante's time, the gallows couldn't hang our time? I had no idea. Well, if all that is news to us, then there's really no way for the Time Ripper to know that either. So once the Time Ripper arrives and tries to rip my time away from me, that's when Rhodia and Ryoshu can swoop in like the awesome people you are and arrest the culprit. And that's how this trap came to be. But what if the Time Ripper manages to rip Honglu's time away? Oh, don't worry, Dante. It's all going to be okay. I wonder how long the racket will last once the news of a malfunctioning clock tower breaks. Wouldn't it be so entertaining to watch as people's trust in the institution of the supposedly unerring clock tower crumble? It's gonna be a fun show. I'll try my best not to malfunction. Tick tock, tick tock. Hey, participation trophy. I used to really hate the sound of clocks. I don't know when it started, but I started associating its noise with a perpetual cycle of pain, like it's some premonition that a clock hand-shaped blade will one day cleave through me. A blade of time, if you will. But your noise? It's a bit different. It's the kind of noise that makes me dream up something new. Something different. And it's not pain.
Well, that's why I wanted to extend my gratitude. Not sure what he's extending his gratitude for, but can someone ask him to do something for me? Dante has a request. Right, request away. I think I've had enough experience to intuit when a big fight's about to break out. I'm getting today that exact feeling that something's about to happen. So it's time for you to return the other sinners. I can't believe they actually kept us in prison the whole time, only to let us ride out before they caught the culprit. So as a manager, adventuring with just 3 sinners wasn't nice. I trust that you've learned your lesson and that my absence was deeply felt. I'm aching all over just from sitting inside that jail cell. I don't want to ever go back to a place like that again. Right, so is that Salt the Time Ripper or something? A distortion we must defeat. Damn. Oh. No.
목적이 있었지.
No.
좋아, 간다. 좋아, 간다. 좋아, 간다.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지. 명령대로 하겠습니다.
야! 타!
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요. 출진이다!
명령대로 하겠습니다.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요. 출진이다! 행동을 개시합니다.
여행에는 목적이 있었지. 기다려. 아직 안 끝났어. 명령대로 하겠습니다. 예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
야! 타!
좋아, 간다.
기다려. 아직 안 끝났어. 예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
Holy shit! Okay, we won. Go on fast. We'll fire. God damn it, 2 hell.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Oh my god, that was long as hell. Have you ever wept in such deep longing for that extra minute, that extra second you let slip through your fingers? Where you wish that your heart would forever sleep, where its every beat was but a painful reminder of the merciless march of time. I don't suppose you have, but because you all have plenty of time to spare. With that, the Time Ripper slips into the shimmering portal. A mirror dungeon of fathoms. It appears to be the same kind as the one we have seen before.
Hey, Dante? I've got a question. It just occurred to me that for the first time, what are all the time that we use, that you use? Where do they come from?
I never gave thought to where the time I rewind comes from. All I knew was that when I turned the clock, I rewound the time. WC.
Yeah, who cares, I guess.
I wish I could answer her, but it's not like I know how any of this works. Roshu quickly shut us down with a brief summary of the circumstances. We did not question it further. A mirror dungeon of the Fathoms. Let's go. So this is the culprit's Fathoms. 21 minutes. The time it took for the impact for you to hit the cobblestones. Isn't it about time you quit that Euro TV thing, brother? We barely have enough time to scrape by, wasting our time building unregistered inventions just to annoy some time collectors. Don't do anything. Come on, brother. Dream like you used to, please. You wanted to work for Tico Patents Agency, didn't you? We're just biding our time, waiting for the right moment, okay? When that moment comes. But you don't even know what that moment is.
They don't have time. His younger brother doesn't have time. They're poor. If that moment comes after we're dead, why would any of that matter if not we're not here to see it? Take the grade 1 infant to a sort of certificate exam or something. Make a submission to the Inventions Expo. There's a pretty hefty prize for receiving the Inventor of the Year award, you know? Did you know that nonetheless, everyone enjoys a cool 24 hours? Just imagine for a second, what if we stayed up a ton of money and moved to a different nest? Maybe we get to live 24 hours a day too. I could get a full night's rest and I still have the day to spend. Wouldn't that be so wonderful? The West always full of excuses. For my hatred of the system, I remain inert in my ignorance as a convenient shield. Excuse for inaction. I knew that our lives would get better if I did get certified. Always gave the excuse, I don't have time to take a test. One early morning, my brother came to speak to me. I'll lend you all but 2 hours of my time. I'll give you more than enough to complete the exam. It ends around 2 p.m., right? I'll meet you in front of the clock tower then. You give me back the time you borrowed there. Thus I was given a single day of abundance. The sun still hadn't set when I finished the exam. I had a good feeling about all this too. Maybe I could start dreaming again. Just like in that old comic book I used to read. The dream of becoming a professional inventor of all kinds of things. The car rolls in slowly. It's so slow that anyone could simply step out of its way. The driver is like us, someone who lives 10-hour days. But my brother can't get out of its way because he doesn't have enough time. And he's already precariously stretched over a day, stretched even further. So, you are slowly, so slowly thrown into the air. I run as fast as I can within the time that is given to me, but I fail to reach him. I never could. Nothing changed, no matter how much time I was shared. Plus my life was spent in a rush, because it's entirely slipped through my fingers in the blink of an eye. I wandered aimlessly near the street my brother drew his last breath. If only I could taste every flavor of this lollipop sooner. Man, I can't wait to read what happens next. Want somebody to knock me up and wake me up when the next volume's out?
City.
I can't wait for them to finally complete my portrait, Hope they captured the little upper flick in the tip of my mustache, huh? It's supposed to look like a bird's wing, yes, huh? Ah, it's so tedious waiting for it to be finished, huh? Oh, it's 2 or 3 in the morning. That's one long shift. What would the tedious busy work end?
There's too many people who so indifferently kill time. Our time will come, just like the saint said. I know it's tedious, but everyone feels the same way. Stop pestering me about it, yeah? You think I'm happy with the small-time stuff? I'm just as tired as you are punching those bloody collectors and running away. I was ignorant, like the time. If only I had the time they killed. If only my brother had the time they killed. I would still be alive. Yes, my brother was right. Can't wait for the moment that will come. Now is the time for action. I'll find everyone so content with killing their time. And though a clock may look as though it turns evenly on the outside, the cause to make up the clockwork within each turn at the spanner rates. Some living 44-hour days, some living 4-hour days. We are not like the Eurydice. We know that we must take action. So that's what you turned yourself into? Within me is a place where all may live in equal hours. Our nest. A place for all who have felt the very same pain. Your explanations fail to justify your time killing. Yet I am not the time killer. It is the people of the city who have been slaughtering time. No one even took a moment to doubt that the clock tower may have been broken. Instead, they stopped and merely complaining there was a slow day and they should just pass the time. Killing. I saved the dying times from their wasteful clutches, while you still claim that what am in the wrong?
Long dungeon, huh? Okay. Time Ripper's Fathoms. You enter the dungeon of the Fathoms. It resembles a T-Corp street. Past the crowds of busy passersby, you notice a glowing vending machine nearby. She's completely devoid of color. Vending machines like to resonate much more vibrantly with your heart. Full of delight. We're this close to unveiling the truth of the time-killing time. You don't know exactly how this case will end. We decide to forge on. The brilliance are guiding light. We either stop this guy, or we either stop the Time Ripper, or no, it's not exactly he's spreading around time anywhere. We haven't seen that. He's just equally sharing time within his like personalities. So he's selfish. Like the Eurodivia. He's goddamn selfish. Yes, dispenser. Child within flash. I need more resources. And guess that's it. Alright, what are we fighting? 2 waves. Lobotomy pack. Wow. You see a victim of the Time Ripper. You can't even touch them thanks to the spatial temporal displacement superposition phenomenon. Did Dante really remember all that? Is there anything you can do here to help? Try to help. Who will speak? Green Gore. You've done everything you could, but none of it yielded a meaningful result. Can't move and you can't physically touch them. You find a suspicious looking receipt from under its victim's foot. Victim's foot. This might be a clue. Prepaid time receipt.
이번 공개 잘한 것 같지?
Deal speed difference and more damage and fast animation with 2 plus speed difference, max 15. If an ally dealt damage with an attack skill, his turn against fast animation with 2 plus speed difference, inflict 2 bind and 1 power down to enemy next turn, once per turn. Oh, these guys.
쉽네.
People from all walks of life, all with different hours to spend in a given day, speak and move about in varying speeds. The sound coming from this odd inequality fills the street with incongruence. 2 people catch the attention in that chaos. A rich-looking youth, despite his apparent time affluence, is walking in a brisk pace towards the street. And a poor-looking old man, despite his apparent time poverty, is slowly walking into an alley with a leisurely look on his face. Who to follow? I don't know. Follow the youth? Or follow the old man? I'll just follow the old man. Who should wield the sword? What the hell, who should wield the sword? Who should follow the old man is what you're saying. Yes, the old man. How can you smile like that when it's clear that you have such little time? The old man smiles gently before writing something down on the paper. Life is not a matter how much time we have. What truly matters is how we use the time that is given to us. How can I make any other face but a smile when, at this moment, I'm afforded leisure in such a hurrying world? The old man slowly turns around and walks away. Wow, what a wise old man. Looks like he left something behind. Look up a returning item to the old man, but he's already gone.
너 왜 뿌듯해 보이냐? 내가 해낸 건데.
Inflict Tremor potency with to 3 enemies with a slower speed. Deal plus 10 more damage against target with 12 Tremor or unique Tremor at turn start. A secret hideout of the Eurodivie. The Eurodivie is fervently reciting the text given to them by the saint. We have become nothing but cogs in a machine that exists solely for the industrialists, the bourgeoisie, and the wings. What else? What other human relation remains among the citizens but the narrow self-interest and heartless bonds created by the capital? Thus we shall cast aside the cold and feeling metal we call coin. Instead we shall trade our warmth with one another based on our needs. To the haves, the laws of the nest are shields that protect us, that protect their privileges. Yet to the have-nots, they are the chains that shackle us. Then we shall defy the laws of the nest. We shall show them the wrath of the have-nots. All that the Eurodivie have to lose is our chains. All that we have to gain is a world without hunger. The Eurodivie suddenly points in our direction. Looks like we are going to have to say something. The Eurodivie of the city, unite! Who would deliver it? I don't know.
Rhodia has a, you know, has a boost on this, but I don't trust her. Unite! Wait, I didn't read that. Oh, your TV produces a few bottles of liquor stolen from Rich and pours it over the hollow chalices, all the while shuddering the chant. Alcohol. Oh my, are you serious?
어떻게
Whatever.
해내긴 했네요.
It's a chalice. Blah blah blah. Tremor. You don't do tremor, man.
혹이만 써.
You don't do tremor.
출진이다!
Alright, these time rippers are weak. Wait, what are these anyway? Those brains on top of them? Where the hell did he pull them out of? Let's see, skill, bleed, and burn. They're like little machines. Did you make them, Mr. Clockwork guy? Clockwork time ripper guy?
혹들을 제거하겠소.
1,200 health. It's not that bad. Oh no. Oh shit. I didn't even... whatever.
좋아, 간다.
Yeah, tremor count is building. Alright.
좋아, 간다.
Your Honor, this is piss easy. Come on. It's always like this.
먼저 간다.
혹의 거울은 깨졌소.
Oh shit. Alright, never mind.
출진이다! 출진이다!
Bloody hell. This is really getting on my nerves. Boy. Darkness, yeah? It was a proper view. Damn it. Hope that I wouldn't have to show them my true form. But we couldn't be sure if there were multiple personalities in the Ripper's head, or if it was truly the voice of the Manning. We did hear several voices of varying pitches echoing from all corners of the room. A time Ripper cornered grabs the lapels of his long coat and...
Is that 12 guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that one hidden in there? It's either 11 or 12 guys. Alright, what now?
Irritating little tricks. Oh, remember what you said earlier? Might be the time to put that to use. But I'm sorry, doesn't it use too much time? It drains too much time from all of us. Shush, my friends. Letting this drag on for any longer will cost us more in the long term. This attack will surely eliminate them. Think of how much time we will save by taking care of them here and now. You'll share this burden of time together.
Okay, what is this move? This unit speed is fixed at 12. Cannot be staggered this turn. Consume 400 shared time. You don't have shared time. Erase the target's time. Once this unit erases the target time, all parts recover shared time to their max values and gain 10 haste and 10 attack power up.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Oh boy. 96! No, the last 96! But 0 damage though. What the hell?
This doesn't make sense. Don't work. More tricks, is it? Boy, what up? You took 5 hours from me earlier. What's up with you taking another 3 hours from me? You took 2 from that sword. We will settle that as soon as we deal with this present threat. Focus on the battle for now. Deal with this present threat? Deal with this present threat when? 3 hours? 4? Why, it's been going on for bloody too long. Understand. That's why we must all sacrifice a collective time too. Nope, I'm giving you more than an hour of my time. Take more from the rest. I got the short end of a stick last time when the numbers didn't even be divided by 12. Shut up about the last time. You're just an uneducated fool who doesn't even understand basic additions and subtractions. Oh, what the hell is that? Who's that? There's a new one in it.
They're starting to fight each other. Ah, I get it. You're saying that now is our chance, right? Oh yeah, now is absolutely our chance.
순조로운 전략입니다.
Oh, who cares?
출진이다!
젖은 낙욕하오.
먼저 간다.
혹의 거울은 깨졌어.
Oh, victory. Some brains fell out. If only I had 10 more minutes. No, a minute. A few more seconds even. I could have changed so much more if only I had the time. Or so I thought, once upon a time.
So, what did you do? Did you even try to change anything?
Believe it or not, I am the creator of every change you see around you. I know. What the burning question is? What changes, right? Because in the end of the day, this place became no different than the horrible mess. There's so much pain here, just like any other place in a city. So listen up and listen close. Because there's only one way to be truly free from suffering. Stopping time. Stop time? Her assistant's expression turned bitter. He did not elaborate. Well,
so he could understand me, and the sinners were too busy keeping their eyes on the Time Ripper to relay my question. Like always, the LCA Special Operations Unit arrived and discussed a few things with the employee. Labeled the Time Ripper distortion with a complicated classification code. And that's how the case of time-killing time closed. But... My, I'm so happy that you finally caught the perpetrator, huh? Ah, behold, my portrait is finally complete, huh? Isn't it so wonderful, huh? Self-absorbed prick. So slow, everyone, huh? Stop being lazy and get to work, yes, huh? Chop chop, huh? What our assistant said much earlier was right. T-Corp did not change. Not even a little.
Why did you volunteer to be paid for the Ripper, Honglu? I'll be honest, I was scared as hell. The moment I began thinking about how my own time could just get ripped away from me, I just want to understand. Because to me, the world was full of things I couldn't understand. In truth, I still understand so little of it. Why do people hang on so desperately to something like time? Something so ephemeral. Yeah? But I know one thing. You understood the culprit, Rhodia. It wasn't just fear that held you back. Well, there was fear. A different side of you felt like you could understand him. That's what stayed your hand. How do you know that? Watching you, Rhodia, reminded me why I did not resist when my siblings tried to kill me for the first time. Jeez. I wasn't just scared. I felt as though I could understand them. When fear grows out so extreme that it circles back to its origin, that moment is so precious and so beautiful. Alright, lads and lasses, gather around. Whoa, whoa! We'll be running a special feature on the people who played the biggest role in solving the case of time-killing time, and for that we'd like to get a little group photo. Would that be alright with you, ace detectives? Whoa, what an auspicious day it is! Oh my god. What's up with the long face, Roger? Everything okay? I don't even know if I deserve to be in the picture. I didn't really get anything done out there, did I? But Rodia, we eventually captured the culprit, didn't we? It's possible only because we all worked together. I say everyone did a great job out there, Rodia. Honglu, Roshu, all three of you. Good work. You mean Honglu and Ryoshu? I just cowered as soon as I came face to face with the culprit. That was ridiculous. Well, it is said that all great detectives are flanked by great assistants. It's funny. Is that what this lady Agatha said? No, I said it. Just now. I'm the only one who's allowed to make that LF. Smile, detective. Right, can we huddle a little closer together? Oh, what right did I have to stop those struggling change things no matter how small, when I haven't done anything? It seemed that I was the only one who heard her whispering. Right, then 1, 2... Oh, no. Like... Oh, that's my executive manager. It's time. Ah, Mai. Thank you for letting me borrow your clothes. I made sure not to even get a speck of dust on it. Don't worry having to run it through a washer. Executive director? When did he? Oh, it's been so long since I had a day that's exciting. Thanks, participation trophy. I just like to experience how it's like outside the company building from time to time, you know? Right, I suspected as much. He's the owner of the entire nest. Entire corporation, even. Shouldn't he be thanking us for solving the case? Not, you know. Let's see. Considering your rather competent command on the battlefield and a special ability of yours, maybe you could have snagged some exceptional award. Actually, no. Maybe you would receive the distinctive awards instead, since you can't explain the mechanisms of your own powers. Your clock does seem quite special, but the time that flows through you doesn't seem very different from a concept of time I'm used to. Well, I don't have any prize money to hand out, but allow me to impart a little tip instead. Remember, using the power of time comes with a cost. Always. It's something that's been a thorn in my side as well. Oh, another thing I should thank you for. My dream began to flow once again. On the day I ventured out to the edge and wished upon a star, I thought my dream to have ceased there, never to flow again. I would have wished for something completely different had I had the chance to wish again, but I believe my only chance spent.
A star. I don't understand why, but a mere mention of it suddenly brought back the memories of the star I saw when I made the pact with the sinners. I used to think that a star could never be linked again, and I could never turn back time. All men like myself know when their dreams come to an end. There's no path left for the dream to go. But I was wrong. There it was, something rewinding time right before my eyes in a way that I couldn't fathom. Well, it is my current hypothesis that you're not actually rewinding time, but a potential is a potential still. And then the source in the rip's time is another proof that I do not know all there is to know about time. Not yet. So my dream, once still as a lake, has become wild as a rushing river once again. Your indifferent, unafraid attitude toward time has also left me an impression. I think day after day about how uncaring the nature of time is, that it will continue to drift on and on and on even after my death. I think about how that's so terrifying. I'm afraid of that, yes, but I'm not interested in researching immortality. The flow of time is equivalent to constant change. Those who dare tread upon the road of illusion from death and annihilation shall soon find themselves before another wall of what they sought to flee from in the first place. What must one do to stem the change when the nature of the perpetual change itself is tied to an immutable thing like the flow of time? One must stop time itself, of course. Yes, indeed, therein lies the conundrum. Until time itself ceases to move, all change eventually becomes a great flow. I'm having trouble following your train of thought. He realized that time is terrifying, and he wishes to find out more types of time there is, like stopping time, rewinding time, fast forwarding. No, like stopping time. Dante says that they are having trouble following your train of thought. Apologies. I must have been thinking out loud. You must understand how someone might forget who they're talking to when the listener is nothing the same response, but intermittent ticks and talks. I suppose all that was probably too much of a manager of an upstart business to understand, yes? Does this conclude the business of the 10 billion on time tax? You're all exempt. Do you imagine that would happen if a case like this, for you to solve, didn't exist? Do you believe that you almost had to live the rest of your life stretching a measly 4 hours over an entire day? Unbelievable. A little nap and you'll wake up 2 whole days later, that is. Did the 4-hour daily minimum time policy even apply to you? Yes, that is difficult to believe. I understand, then. Oh, almost slipped my mind. You remember that purchase catalog the Limbus company handed me? The monolith in there really caught my eye. I like to purchase them, as many as they have in stock. God. Cheers! That's a sale made. It was really pricey too. Who knows, maybe this will get you the accommodation, whatever it is. I hope you don't actually distort people into what the time ripper is. Understood. Your intent to purchase will be relayed, but will most likely be denied. The monolith? What are you planning to do with? It's a secret. Things yet to be realized was main shouted in hearts under this starless sky. Let's go, Mai. Yes, Director Hubert? This company is growing increasingly bizarre, Miss Faust. Not only are we providing distortion management services, but also dipping our feet into the sales of artifacts like the monolith. I don't believe that the monoliths should be so easily bought or sold. I see them as something we must retrieve, not put up for sale. They must be contained. You do understand the ramifications of selling artifacts that could force a distortion, I trust. The world is aplenty with technology capable of maiming or slaughtering a fellow human. Not all of those have started with intent to do harm. In fact, most of them have begun as an altruistic project for the betterment of mankind. In other words, it depends. Do you really believe this to be a matter that you can just brush aside with? Virgilius. You know my place, yours as well. You are aware that we are not provided the luxury of choice. We will both reach what each of us desire. That is a guarantee. Fine. For that particular exchange between Faust and Virgilius, the bus sets off onto another journey. Oh, you're framing it already? Ever since we returned to the bus, Rhodia was busily moving between the sinners, excitedly talking to them about whatever subject they were interested in. Quite.
Thus this achievement has been memorized, memorialized for all eternity to come. Do you intend to put it up for display? In her hands was the article we were featured in. Don Curie dedicated considerable time and effort to meticulously ironing out the creases, coating it with a thin film, and displaying it carefully in a frame. Well, I guess she does have her uses. You could barely tell it was her due to the blurring, but she appears so happy to be part of the photograph. How much do I desire to hang it all for there to see? But this doth carry great meaning indeed, as my very first accomplishment. Thus shall I place it in my chamber for safekeeping.
Boy, you really stoked about a shaky picture of yourself, huh?
Aw, don't be a buzzkill, darling. Chiquita's happy about it, so that's what matters, right? It matters not, for this is a signifier of our achievements. Yeah, our achievement.
Roger was laughing and cheering along with her, but as though nothing had happened. But it's never been so clear that this cheeriness was all an act, and I think that pained my heart. Yet I was powerless to do anything about it. The most I could do was to clear the air and hopefully divert their attention to something else. Faust, can you ask Virgilius where we're headed next?
Virgilius, Dante asks.
At least, when we're talking about next destination, the past seems to become a blur, even for a moment. That was the intent behind my question. Yes, I've come to realize that it is about time the manager asked me for some information regarding our next destination. Lucky, I was right. The subject of our next destinations was enough to divert the sinner's attention. They all fell silent in anticipation. Our next destination... Too bad I got more than I bargained for. Is to a warp train, Dante. I didn't just clear the air, the statement alone caused a whole storm among the sinners. Alright, let's see what the next one is. Let me just pull up the thing. Alright, what's the next one? Refraction Railway Line 4. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.